This is the 2021 Land Rover Defender 90. More specifically, it's the P400 all-wheel drive X-Dynamic S. The 90 means that it's the 3-door version, the P400 means that it has a 3-liter straight-six turbo engine with mild hybrid technology, and the X-Dynamic S is the trim, which makes it pretty off-road ready. Our test car also has a ton of options fitted to it, and as such, the base price of 69,900 Canadian dollars has increased to an as-tested price tag of 85,260. That is not cheap at all, but is it worth it? Well, if you have kids, then absolutely not. Click on the link up there to watch the Land Rover Defender 110, which is the one you want to see. If you don't have kids, well, stick with us. The Defender 90 is half a meter shorter, both in overall length and wheelbase, compared to the 110. That can only mean one thing: it's more capable off-road. And it is, since the breakover angle has increased by 3 degrees. Actually, it also means that the trunk is absolute garbage in terms of space, as the 900 plus liters from the 110 is now just 297. That's exactly how you chop off the balls from Practicality, but whatever. The rear seats are still very roomy, but access to them is a real pain in the ass. The seats slide forward, trying to open as much room as possible to create a passage to the back seats, but it's still quite narrow and you do need to climb up at the same time. Even my children had difficulties getting in, so imagine how my fat ass struggles. The front seats, though, are super easy to get into, and in here, it's so cool. It has Defender written all over it. The materials are high grade, but durable. You have squishy stuff, rubber stuff, plastic stuff, metal stuff, but it all works together very well. I really like this interior. I especially like the Practicality, because you have so many places to put your stuff, like on the dash, under the console, nice sized cup holders here. You have space in the doors, and you can even lift this, and then you have a fridge right under here, which I guess is great to store your EpiPen and stuff, because, you know, when you go on adventures and you get, like, bitten by snakes, like, you really need that. Visibility towards every direction is really good. You also have amazing cameras. The seats support your body very well on and off road. And in general, the interior of the Defender is a very nice place to be. And the driving position, well, it's pure road dominating macho SUV. It feels really masculine being behind here, I ain't gonna lie. Technology is really good too. You have all the off-road stuff you need with the Terrain Response 2 system and all its driving programs. You can adjust the ride height of the excellent air suspension to access level, normal level, or off-road level. And the infotainment system, by 2021 standards, is pretty okay. It does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It has a nice, clear, big screen, nice graphics. It is a little bit laggy, but the off-road tools are very impressive and very useful. You get the virtual under-the-hood camera, surround cameras, and lots of info screens which adapt to the position of the suspension height. Really awesome stuff. The 3-liter straight-six makes 395 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an excellent 8-speed automatic transmission with a 2-speed transfer case, and on paved road, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in just 7 seconds. The reverse procedure, stopping from 100 kilometers an hour, comes in just 42 meters. The brake pedal feels very nice, and the brakes are very strong, especially thanks to those front 4-piston calipers. Performance, I would say, is brisk. This thing is much quicker than it really needs to be, but in an SUV that's so surprisingly nice on the highway for like long trips and whatever, it's really nice to know that you have all that power on tap. Also, being lighter than the 110, it's also better on gas. I've averaged about 13.8 liters per 100 kilometers, which is at least 2 liters less than what I did in the 110. It's also much more agile than the 110, thanks to the shorter wheelbase. Turn-in is much quicker. The turning circle is just 11.3 meters, so maneuvering it around town is no issue whatsoever, even if you live in an old European city with really narrow streets. Handling is very safe. The grip levels are higher than the driver's expectations, so that makes it a very safe and predictable SUV to drive. If you push hard, it will understeer, but again, it's easy to tuck that face back in and resume your intended course. Over bumps, this air suspension is absolutely marvelous. Combined with the above average soundproofing, because this thing is pretty quiet in here, it gives you an overall sensation of comfort that's really damn good. The terrain response system has a ton of driving modes that include comfort, eco, grass, gravel, snow, mud, ruts, sand, rock crawl, wading, and a customized mode that you can configure any way you want. But now it's time to test it off-road, which means Taboo Hill. Let's go conquer it. I'm gonna put the car in mud ruts mode. No need for crawl mode. I'm just gonna tackle it as is, let the car do its thing in automatic mode. So the terrain response will basically apply braking and whatever and lock the differentials or mimic the locking of the differentials. Yep, I hear a lot of scratchy things underneath. No issues though. And power up the hill. Yeah, this is a piece of cake. Look at this Defender go. Obviously Taboo Hill wasn't gonna stop it, but my God, this thing makes it so easy. Okay, time to turn around and test the hill descent control. I'm gonna use the controls for the cruise control to set the speed to as low as possible. Okay, no foot on the brake and do your thing, Defender. Yep, I can definitely feel it's applying the brakes. It's doing a really good and very consistent job. Yeah, this is so easy. Even though it's a bit muddy on the bottom, but you know, these tires, Goodyear Wranglers, no issue with mud. Yeah, what a piece of cake. I mean, if other crappy little things made it up here, I wouldn't expect anything less from this Defender, which is pretty freaking awesome off-road. Yeah, there you go. All done and out of the mud, and voila. All right, so that might not be really extreme off-roading, but it's the best we can do for now. Overall, I really like the new Defender, but now with the new Bronco out, it has a tougher job being the king of the off-road world, and it also has some pretty bad reputation about reliability being really poor. Despite that, honestly, if I wanted an off-road animal that I can daily drive and put my family inside and go places and whatever, I still think that the Defender would be the best SUV to buy today. But for me, because I have kids, I would prefer the ease of access of the 110 and the bigger cargo. And yes, I would sacrifice a little bit the breakover angle and the fuel economy. But c'est la vie. At least the max towing is the same, 3.7 tons or 7,400 pounds. So no issues there. Overall score, 8.5 out of 10 for this Defender 90. So if you like this video, please remember to subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, leave us a comment if you want, but most importantly, till next time, be well.
Perfect. Perfect.